What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Sunday evening stream. Game week 8 is officially over. Good for some, not so good for others. Right in the middle for me. I'm kind of happy with how my week went in the end. Though Harry Kane, not cool, man, not cool. How are we all? Physio, what's up? Hello, Fozzie. Hey, Joshua, Adam. Loads of people in already. How were your weeks? I've already seen lots of happy Hazard captainers. Did say a few times bringing in Kane to purposely not captain someone who was very in form was possibly a bad idea. So it didn't work out. But look, I won't dwell on captaining a player like Kane against Cardiff. I don't think. You're down to 1.7k. I'm sure you'll survive. That's a very good platform to go on from there. Stream was a little bit late starting because had to take the food bin out, you know, because those guys that pick it up, they're always here before I wake up. So I'm sure you can all understand that. Carmina, 7:35 AM in Australia. How's it going? Nice to see you too, Enrico. Sorry, I'm rubbing my eye. I'm not tired. Don't know what's wrong. Callum Wilson is a troll. Look, I've owned Josh King and Callum Wilson this season and not really had good points from either. Probably knee-jerked a little bit on those. I haven't quite worked out the points yet. I don't know if I'm going to bother because it's probably bad. But obviously, part of the Kane move was to get Richarlison in for Fulham. He didn't do anything, and it also meant it was also so I could long-term switch Wilson to Mitrovic. And Wilson's gone and got like 19 points over 2 weeks. So I don't think I'm up on the deal at all. Salah didn't do anything in both weeks, which is the only good thing. So I might be about even, possibly, but obviously Wilson's hurt me, and I'm going to want Salah back now, so could have probably not made the 2 transfers. But we'll see how it goes. Rory, can you still make top 10k? You're at 132k. Absolutely, yeah. You could probably be around the million mark right now and still make top 10k. But yeah, I basically... 71 points, which I'm happy with. Like, always happy hitting 70. But considering I captain Kane, then I should be happy with it. Obviously, it would have been nice to captain Hazard, but look, I was never going to do that, like I said. I'm up to 13k. Sorry, thanks in my eye. Excuse me. I was like 19.1k before today. Well, actually, I was 5.7k earlier, but that was off the back of Saturday. So I was 19.1k before the week started, and now I'm 13.1. So gone up 6k, which is good. I'm happy with it. This close to the top 10k this early in the season. Team's pretty set up. I'm probably still going to get Salah back in, although I'll probably show you later on kind of transfer considerations. And with Hazard on the form he's in, I'm starting to think if Hazard and Aguero have got good fixtures in the same week, do I really need Aguero? Maybe not. But that would mean keeping Kane. I'm not really sure I want to do that either. Doherty and Jimenez, good wildcard options if you missed the boat. I love Jimenez. Ever since I got him in ahead of Ings, he's got points every single week. I mean, Watford and... I think Wolves are okay to still buy. They got 4 good fixtures in the next 6, but to be fair, 2 of the 2 tough fixtures are sandwiched right in the middle. Spurs and Arsenal. They're defending so well. And Doherty's so cheap, and he's got attacking returns in him as well. I saw people discussing before the stream started, could he keep up? And look, he's probably not going to keep up the amount of points he's getting right now. But for 4.6 million, clean sheet potential, and plays as a wing-back that attacks like Alonso, or attacks like Alonso used to, because Alonso's rubbish now. Yeah, I think Doherty's good. Jimenez probably not so much, I suppose. It depends whether you need someone that cheap. I still think he's a better option than Ings. Obviously, if you can spend a bit more, there's lots of other options. So Doherty definitely. I don't think you've missed the boat yet. And Jimenez just keeps getting attacking returns. 8.555 for me so far. It'd be nice if you could score some goals though and get some bonus points. You're considering going for 2 mid-strikers in Vardy and Laka over one like Aguero. Look, it could be a goer. If you're going to keep coming off on 60 minutes, that's frustrating. I don't even know if I'm going to captain him this week. I mean, Burnley at home is a good fixture. But very tempted to just captain Salah if I get him back in against Huddersfield. I know what people are saying. Their front three hasn't looked good. They haven't won a game for a little while. Maybe it's blind faith in Salah, but I know I've said this a million times. I'm going to sound like a broken record, so I won't do too many streams over the international break because you just hear the same thing over and over. Cardiff, Fulham, Huddersfield, Liverpool's front three is too good not to get points or goals against those three. Surely. So I got 2 free transfers. Don't have to use them. I don't have to use one. I think I'm going to still get Salah in. That's currently my plan. Vardy and Lacazette. I tweeted out earlier, I'm 0.1 million off a Lacazette move. Let me show you what I'm thinking, alright? So here's a couple of things I can do. So because David Silva's the one that's going, I'm going to keep Maddison and Richarlison. David Silva is going. And Kane too. So let's just put Salah in. And Trippier, I shouldn't really be in a rush to get rid of Trippier. He's 4, 11 and 7, and that 4 could have even been higher. And with Aurier injured, I don't know how long he's out for, I'd have to check. I'm a little bit tempted to keep him. But at the same time, I'm also a little bit tempted to get rid because I can get Trent. He missed out today, but I don't think that's going to be long term. I don't know whether Gomez or Lovren's going to keep their place longer term. Maybe Lovren will come back in now. 4.9 million, good price. Good for bonus points too, that man. Little bit of goal for it. But this basically leaves me 0.1 million off getting Lacazette. Now obviously I could get Vardy instead. But I've looked at something like that. Now obviously if Trippier rises, which he might do, he's on 86% or something I think, then I could afford it. I don't know. But yeah, I could basically get Gomez or Lovren. Salah might drop, but I mean it's 2 weeks, right? So it could happen. But Salah's going to have to get rid of a lot more owners. He's only 7.2% down according to statistics, and Trippier is 85.2. So Trippier rising would probably be the nicer one. And potentially I could keep Trippier and get rid of Alonso. We'll see. Exactly. Lacazette might go up. That's the main problem. And he's on 31%. I think he's probably the more likely one to go first. Trippier's well ahead of him now. But, Trippier's not a sexy option. West Ham away and then Man City at home. I could get Wilson. Look, there's loads of players I could get. I'm just tempted to get a bigger player in there. Because I can afford it and get some money out of defence again. Wilson and King, they've not trolled me. I've just made some bad mistakes with them and got rid of them too quickly. So Southampton and Fulham are good fixtures. Fulham conceding so many goals. I probably should look at Wilson, to be honest. And then it's Man United at home. And is that even a bad fixture right now? I don't know. Then Newcastle away and then Arsenal and Man City. So if you call Man United a tough fixture, which who knows whether it'll be a tough fixture in 3 weeks' time or 3 game weeks' time. They got 3 tough fixtures in the next 6. And then they kind of mixed after that again. So, in the form they're in, I probably should just get Wilson. And Mitrovic has got nice fixtures, so I don't want to suddenly discount him. But obviously, he's not been doing as well in the last few games. Was a couple of tougher fixtures the last 2. So, again, not completely writing him off. But a little bit concerned. He's had six goal attempts in the last 2, so he's kept up with the other strikers. So that's something I'm looking at anyway. I'll just show you what my team actually looks like. Hang on. That's what it actually looks like right now for next week. Any plans for De Bruyne? Not really, to be honest. I don't know if he might be eased back in. They're doing okay without him. Obviously, he's gonna come back into the team, probably play most games longer term, but they might ease him back in. And Man City's fixtures are a little bit mixed, so 9.7 is a price I like, but I'm not in a rush to get him back. Sunday roast today, absolutely. Brighton's fixtures are unbelievable. I'm not sure I want to get rid of Wilson anymore. No, I wouldn't. If you've got Wilson, you've got to keep him. Yeah, I'm interested in Mendy, but to be honest, I think I'd go for a Liverpool defender first because of their fixtures. Do I really want to sell David Silva before the Burnley game? I'm getting... Yeah, I do actually, because I want Salah. Why don't I bring in Mane instead of Salah? I'm just going to be more comfortable captaining Salah, I think. And I want to captain a Liverpool player at least twice in the next 4 fixtures. Maybe even 3. Morris's penalty was criminal. Yeah, it was not good. Would have been nice to get rid of those Liverpool clean sheets as well. You need 3 Liverpool players for the next 3 games. Yeah, it's not going to happen for me. It's just, where do I fit a 3rd one in? Double defence maybe, but just too many transfers for me. I mean, there is always an element of risk taken out a player like David Silva in a good fixture. I'll wait and see what happens over the break. Obviously, he's going to get a rest now. Depends on De Bruyne as well. I think David Silva will probably get a few more limited minutes when De Bruyne is back. Keep getting buffering. Yeah, everything looks good enough on my end. If you go Mane over Salah, can Aguero and Hazard cover the captain picks? I mean, let's have a look when you would captain. So I think next week, yes, because you could captain Salah against Huddersfield, but Man City have got Burnley, right? So you're probably okay with Aguero. But then the next week, Liverpool's got Cardiff. Now, I think Chelsea's fixtures are okay. They're not amazing, but they are okay. And the form has us in. Yeah, you could possibly captain him. So... Liverpool versus Cardiff. Chelsea have got Burnley away. Now, at the start of the season, I wouldn't have minded captaining someone against Burnley away, but I don't know, it just feels like a fixture they'll just be a pain to score against, even with Hazard in form. I just don't know if I'd be happy captaining him in that fixture, but I'm what's going to happen this season what's going to happen this season is going to be the same as last season. I've already noticed, probably earlier than last year, that Hazard is almost a set and forget. Said the same thing about Salah around end of October, November time, and just didn't do it. And I think I'm going to not do it again this year. And it could hurt me. So that Cardiff fixture is Liverpool at home to Cardiff or Chelsea away to Burnley. So yeah, arguably you could captain Hazard. And then Liverpool's second good match is against Fulham at home, and Chelsea have Everton at home. So yeah, again, you could captain Hazard. So even this week against Man United, I wouldn't think that Hazard is the worst captain, to be honest. So yeah, potentially I could just not go for Salah and go for Mane instead. I don't know. I've just eyed up those fixtures as captainable ones. But at least if I went Mane, I could easily get Lacazette and even keep Trippier or just get Robertson. And then use the money to get maybe Mendy or something. Will you make your changes now? No, I'll definitely wait until after or 2 weeks down the line. In fact, let me see what I could do with having... By the way, there is 5 polls if you want to go and vote on them. Click the little eye in the top right hand corner as always. Let's see what I could do if I went for Mane instead. You're out, Kane. You're out. So I'm probably still going to go for Lacazette as my... What are Arsenal's fixtures like? Can you see that? Oh, you can't even see that. Leicester at home, Palace away. Liverpool home, yeah. Then Wolves at home, Bournemouth away. Then Spurs away. I think Arsenal's fixtures are mixed, but he's in really good form. So let's say I want to go for him. Gives me 1.9 to play with. So it's an option. I just don't think I'm going to go with Mane. I think it's going to be Salah. But with the knowledge that I've now got rid of him once, maybe I won't be so slow to get rid of him again if I need to. You sold Wan-Bissaka, so you lost the value. Was it the right decision? I mean, yeah, if you really don't want him, I mean, unless you were chasing rises, I would have maybe just kept him till the end and see if you could fit him in. Because for me, Bennett and Wan-Bissaka are just bench warmers for the most part. Unless Van Bissaka's got a really good fixture. So he could have maybe kept on the bench and played Jermaine 3. But you're not going to play Van Bissaka for a good few weeks now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another 5 weeks until you probably play him again. Game week 14. So it is a long time. And if you're on wildcard, it's an easy decision, I suppose. So no, not necessarily a mistake. Mane and Salah look equally as bad, save the money. I know, I saw a funny tweet earlier that said you can get Mane for like 3 million less and he'll be just as useless as Salah. Who is the best striker in the 6 to 7 million point bracket range? There are so many options. I don't know if it's as easy as just picking that easy one, a good one. I mean, there's loads. Wilson, King, Mitrovic, Arnie, Jimenez for less than 6. I'm still currently, if I was going to go for a cheaper striker, I'm still probably looking at Mitrovic because of their fixtures. I just wish he was playing Fulham. Shame that's not possible. Hazard and Doherty going up in price now. I like it. My wildcard has actually netted me so much money since I used it. Especially, I know a lot of people were saying don't use it late. You've missed so many price raises already. But since then, like Hazard, Doherty, actually who else? Maddison has gone up in price as well. Did I get Tripper in wildcard? I don't think I did. Another Bennett's gone up. So a good bit of money to be made. Was made. Jeez, I'm just looking at Hazard's scores now. Last 5 game weeks, 11, 23, 10 and 14. I mean, the man is on fire. I mean, considering he didn't even start the first 2 games, he's only blanked once in the last... He's only got less than 8 once in the last 6. I mean, 45.5% owned. Why don't I just captain him every week? He plays Fulham in game week 14. Imagine if he's still on this form. Oh, could be another hat-trick. Who do you want, Jack? Interested to see what you do with a wild card. Oof. Always tricky, that. I don't know if it's that much different to what my current team is. Would I go for Aguero? The problem when you wildcard sometimes is you wanna make like a big change for the sake of it. Not necessarily for the sake of it, but to make it feel like the wildcard was worth more. So like if I was wildcarding my team right now, obviously David Silva would go. I'd be looking at getting rid of Kane and Aguero. I don't know how best to put, like, because I don't have a wildcard, I'm more than happy to keep Aguero. I don't think he needs to be sold just yet. But on a wildcard, I'd be considering getting rid. I don't know if that's a mistake. But yeah, like you said, you could get like Lacazette and Vardy instead. But again, the cheaper strikers are doing so well. I kind of like having one of those cheap... I mean, Jimenez is probably a bit too cheap, maybe, to do the whole structure thing. But if you've got like Mitrovic or Arnie or someone like that, then you can switch around the cheaper striker as and when you need. Newcastle do have a good run of fixtures, but they're not going to play Man United every week. First time you made the top 100k this early, boom. Got a bit of a platform to build. Am I not going to want Mendy back? Look, I do want Mendy. Obviously, I'm in the position now where I don't have a wild card. So there's only so many moves I can make each week, and I've kind of... One of the problems with doing this hokey cokey with Kane is I've now got to use my 2 free transfers to get Salah back, because I think that's something I want to do. So yeah, I would like Mendy, but it's only so many moves I can make. Cheers, Big Dave. Yeah, new PC, I wish. You dropped from the 300k to 1 million. What, this week? Surely not. That's unlucky, man. You can pull it back, though. 1 million's not a problem this early on. Would you consider keeping Kane for West Ham? So the thing with... So maybe. There you go. There's your bingo thing. I'd maybe consider keeping him, but in my personal situation with my team is I've got 2 free transfers, and I don't want to use one on David Silva because he's the one I want to remove for Salah. And obviously I can't do the Salah move without funding it elsewhere. So then I've got to use the transfer elsewhere. I don't know where I would use it, to be honest. Most of those players I want to keep. So I would consider it if I wasn't in my situation, where I'm probably just going to make the move now. Could you afford Trippier and David Silva to Trent and Mane? Oh, let's have a look. Let's have a look. It's not a bad shout. Get my Liverpool players in, I suppose. I get to keep Kane, but then I have to keep Kane. Like, I don't even know if I'm bothered about keeping Kane, if I'm honest. Oh, look at that exact money. Oh no, don't put thoughts like this in my head. Jack with the great transfers. But then I'd have to talk myself into thinking that Mane is the man. We need a 4 striker slot. Yeah, I'd happily give up one of my 5th mid slot, I think. Well, maybe. Well, am I that fussed about not having Salah? I don't know. Like, watching Liverpool without Salah is horrible. And they've had 2 horrible fixtures. So imagine when they got good fixtures, which they have very soon. Let me have a quick look at the stats between Mane and Salah. Look at Jack. Jack with, I mean, Hazard, Mane, Maddison, and Richarlison, and having Aguero and Kane up front. Interesting. Well, Fozzie said Robertson surely racks up over the coming games. Yeah, no, look, obviously I'd rather have Robertson, but might have to just go ahead and take some money out of defence, which I'm not against doing, to be honest. Alright, Mane and Salah. Let's have a look. Goal attempts. Mane's had 3 in the last 2 games. Salah's had 7. He's had 5 shots in the box. Mane's only had 2. Mane's had 1 shot in target in the last 2 games. 5 less penalty area touches. Between them, they've created 1 chance. Ouch. Salah's at least creating chances. According to this, Salah's created 1 chance in the last 2 games. But they were tough. They were tough. Am I not sponsored anymore? Not right now. You can have a little sponsored slot right at the bottom where the chat is. I cut off that chat, make it a little bit smaller, and then can have a little sponsor message there. Let me know. Hit me up on email. Trent not starting an important game says, like, yeah, it's a little bit of a worry. I'll be honest. I look at stats on fantasyfootballscout.co.uk. That is not sponsored. I just do. Is it worth bearing in mind that Liverpool's hard fixture run may have taken its toll physically? Rest may freshen them up. They're not going to get a rest though, are they? They're going to be playing internationals. That's the only problem. I mean, we could just stick to the original plan and do this over the next 2 game weeks. It's the original plan. Where art thou, young Mitrovic? Oh, he's 6.3 now. That was like the original plan. Over the next 2 game weeks. So I'll get Robertson in for Cardiff, not for Huddersfield. That's 1.4 in the bank. So just off being able to afford Vardy instead of Mitrovic. Oh no, wait, he's 9 million now. Sorry, miles off being able to afford Vardy instead of Mitrovic. But if I get Trent instead of Robertson, that is possible. Obviously, the only thing with Vardy is he's got Arsenal next, which isn't good. But then the fixtures are so good. West Ham, Cardiff, Burnley, Brighton, Watford, Fulham. I mean, that is a nice run of fixtures for the Vardster. Yes, what you got Maguire for. Interesting. Nice little differential, maybe. Luke, you're on wildcard. Enjoy. 2 weeks to look over it. Don't know if that's good or a bad thing. I'm really glad the international break's around, to be honest. A little bit of a break. Kane's back at Cardiff should be one. There's no guarantees in FPL. Salah, Mane could easily blank too. I know, but I don't think Kane has looked that great all season, to be honest. I know I got him in. That was a 2-week punt. Obviously, it paid off last week, not this week. But I even said I wasn't that impressed with Spurs, and that's why I didn't really recommend any of the midfielders. I did consider David Silva to Son. I didn't go for it in the end. But that would have been a load of rubbish. So, not really been impressed with Spurs, to be honest. Whereas Liverpool, I know they've been in a bit of bad run, but I mean, I suppose the question is, do you think that's going to continue? I don't think so. Still think they're the second. I mean, Chelsea looking very good, but still think Liverpool are the second best team in the Premier League, and their fixtures are going to create some form. I can't help but think that's going to happen. Would love Vieronka to be on. Everyone would love him to be on. They've been average at best. For the whole season, though, they've had some tough fixtures recently. 3 really tough fixtures in the last 4. Granted, though, they didn't exactly... where was the fixture now? When did they play Southampton? Yeah, 3-0. So, I mean, they did score a fair few. Salah obviously scored in that one. And Matip, was there an own goal? Yeah, own goal as well. So, I mean, 3-0 was decent enough. I mean, if you think of it like that, they've had... Let's have a quick look. Obviously, Leicester did really well against them. Leicester also did really well against Man United. So, they've only scored 2 goals against Spurs, 1 against Chelsea, and none against Man City. Tough fixtures. Outside of that, 3 against Southampton, only 1 against Brighton, actually. 2 against Leicester, 2 against Palace, and 4 against West Ham. So, I mean, the Brighton game is a bit of a worry. But they have scored more than 2 or more in every game apart from 1 where it's not been like a top 6 side. I don't know. I just don't know. But I think I want them. I know that I want them. Liverpool versus City first on match day 2. Well, I mean, why actually? Yeah, I was going to say there's not been many games, but there has been, and Arsenal won 5-1. Double Liverpool defence. Yeah, maybe I'll consider that, but I think with Doherty doing so well, and then possibly one of Alonso Mendy. I'm not sure there's room for a double up right now. How many of your pre-season team do you still own? Interesting question. I own 1. And I've even gotten rid of him and brought him back in. So 1, 2, 3. 3 players from my Gameweek 1 side. Aguero, Richarlison and Wan-Bissaka. I've gotten rid of Foster, Robertson, Bailly, Mendy, Sanchez. Only 10 million now. Jota, Salah, Zaha and King. Fabianski, Stevens and Peltier. Not only Hazard has cost me over 20 points this week. Yeah, Hazard's been pretty good. I was thinking earlier actually about kind of what, even only 8 game weeks in, there's so many like small calls here and there that just haven't worked out. Or, obviously everyone makes mistakes or doesn't make the right call every week, but I was just thinking about it, and it shows just how tough it is to win this thing. Like, you got to get so much right. So, taking the captain off Aguero when he got a hat-trick, going for Sanchez instead of Mane, obviously going against Hazard in form this week. Luckily got him in for the Cardiff game. But that's 3 big things. Obviously, which on the flip side is Kane blanking against Cardiff. So those kind of calls all just add up over the course of the season. Did I watch the fight yesterday? I did not. Which one? The one before the bell or after it had ended? Aguero rested against Burnley. Yeah, hopefully he can sort himself out. Lovren back. Is Trent in trouble? I would say it's Gomez that's probably going to be in trouble, is it not? I mean, do you think that Wilson gets to keep his not Wilson, Lovren gets to keep his place now? It's his first game back. He's played 9 minutes. I mean, they got a clean sheet against the best side in the league. 3 bonus points as well. The man's a legend for that. I don't know, maybe Lovren is the way to go. The thing I like about Lovren, if he's going to keep his place, is it means I can get Salah and Lacazette. Do I really need Lacazette? Kanaka, thoughts? Yeah, I mean, he's 5.5 million. Shouldn't be expecting too much from him. Yeah, Gomez played on the right. Yeah, I know. Maybe someone else has said something else. What is the best advice to stabilise when every move you made to close the gap seems to go on? Just keep on plugging away. Make some maybe safer calls, possibly. If there is such a thing. Every time Doherty and Jimenez return points, I just think he sat there grinning. I know, I actually refreshed the score. I was in the supermarket, and I saw that he had like 7 Doherty, and I don't know why. The first thought was, well, that's a clean sheet and a bonus point, but then I thought the game hasn't ended yet, and I clicked and I was like, oh my god, it's happened. Should have happened a few weeks ago, now it actually has. Love that guy. You can see Gomez playing right back against top 6 and Trent against lesser competition. Well, the question is, if that does happen, does Gomez then play centre back in between? Or does Lovren just get that position back? I mean, Gomez has been so good this year at centre back. It would be tough or a little bit harsh maybe to leave him out. Is it crazy to triple up on Wolves' defence? Bennett, Patricia, and Doherty. I don't know. I still don't know how to pronounce that. Doherty. I don't know if a Wolves double up is as nice of an appealing thing as it was a few weeks ago. But Bennett's a good bench fodder. Doherty's very attacking, and Patricio looks to be one of the best keepers. So, don't think it's the end of the world to triple up on them. I just don't know if it's as appealing now as it was. Trent could play in centre midfield. Yeah, but I don't think he's going to, is he? Not with the options they've got. Brooks in, David Silver out. Not for me. Well, Silver out, yeah. I always seem to be out shopping between 3 and 5 on a Saturday. Nightmare checking my phone. Yeah, I'm always on it once I'm out. Really bad. I saw that stat earlier about Leicester getting more points at St Mary's than Southampton. Ridiculous. No Liverpool attackers. No Liverpool attackers right now. There's transfers to be made this game week. Or for this coming game week. Don't forget, by the way, hit the like button if you haven't already, and make sure you vote on those polls. There are 5 to do altogether. Are you bringing Mendy back in? Is Hazard now a set and forget captain option? What to do with Aguero? What to do with Salah? And is Alonso offering enough? Can't believe Silva or Jesus didn't take the penalty. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much chance there was of David Silva actually taking it. Would have been nice. But Jesus has taken them before, so... And Mahrez has got a pretty bad record, so it's a bit of a weird call. But I think what's weirder is that they don't know that before the game starts. You'd think they'd have a set, like... Okay, Aguero's our main penalty taker. Who's second, who's third? You're probably not going to need more than 3 at any one time. If you do, then okay. Fair enough, you're a bit unlucky, just have a talk about it. But to kind of be deciding on the pitch at that time... I mean, Jesus seemed to think he was taking it. Mahrez told him no. So yeah, stupid from Man City. Unless Mahrez is second choice penalty taker, but I don't think he will be anymore if he was. Oh, I've got to stop yawning. Have I done the match of the day challenge? I have done it before, but not for a while. Does the captain stay on Aguero when you get Salah? Probably does, yeah, but I'm very aware that Aguero is not playing more than 60 minutes very often. Mahrez has over 60% missed penalties in the league. Yeah, I remember obviously when we all had him when he was cheap, he was taking penalties. I mean, it wasn't always great, and then that's why Vardy took him over. Obviously, he takes him now because Mahrez has left and whatnot, but he had him before he went, and just a much better penalty taker. Sterling, De Bruyne, or Salah and Richarlison on wildcard. Oh, I mean, Sterling, De Bruyne sounds good, but I still want a Liverpool player. Why not Sterling and Mane? De Bruyne or Mane? See you later, Adam. Won't be doing a stream Thursday because of international break. It'll be the Thursday the week after, for sure. See you later, Fuzzy. Would I be happy with my rank if the season ended today? Oh, that's an interesting question. Nah, I think at this point I've had too many just outside the top 10k. So let's get a 5k at least. Salah missing the Ox this season. I mean, yeah, but how early did he get injured, the Ox? Was it quite late on? You were top 5k yesterday and it was like a joke. I wasn't actually top 5k, but I was like 5.7k. See you later, Chris. I think Wilson and King, look, for the next couple of game weeks is probably okay, yeah. And I don't know how, you're not going to want that double up too long, I don't think, but the way they're playing the fixture they got, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. Could I do Trippier, Salah, Kane to Trent, Salah, Firmino? If Firmino's less than 9.6, yeah, but I'm not sure I want Firmino. Not a bad differential shout, though. I mean, I can afford that, yeah. So it would be triple Liverpool all of a sudden. I mean, he has scored 2 goals this season, and Sturridge is a real threat to him. So, I mean, he started every game, to be fair, and he usually makes it 70 minutes, but I don't know if that's just a punt too far for me. Would I really be happy with Mane instead of Salah? No. Yeah, I don't know. Firmino just... out of all the front three, but all the front three, I think he's looked the worst to me. Not that he can't do it, but he's still 22% owned. I'm surprised at that. No Arsenal in the polls, no, but there's more streams before the game week. We can put Arsenal in. You subbed out Wilson for Jimenez. Ooh, interesting. Why did you do that? Who was Wilson? Who did they even play? I've forgotten already. Watford away. Not sure I would have done that. Hopefully you didn't ask me that question last week and I said I would have done it. Surely Liverpool clicks in. I know, but like, had this before where we just say, oh, this player is suddenly going to come into form and surely they can't be out of form this long. It does happen that they just go off the boil. Like, they've got a very similar team to last year. Maybe teams are finding them out a bit. I mean, Salah-wise, he was probably never going to get 300 points again anyway. Although, obviously, it's still possible, but going to be tough from here. Alright, we'll do the polls we'll do them in about 3 or 4 minutes. If you haven't already voted, click on the little eye in the top right hand corner and then we'll go through all your answers. We might still win, but just by less goals. Yeah, of course, and if you're scoring less goals, there's less points to go around. Don't know what was worse, getting rid of Wilson or bringing in Kane. Yeah, Kane for sure, especially if you captain him. How many hits should you be limiting yourself to? I mean, a lot of people say don't take any. I would just wait and see whether you need them, to be honest. Instead of worrying exactly how many you're going to take in any given season or any given week or month or whatever. How did I get so many points? I just had players that got me points until I hit 71. With the tough away fixtures for Everton coming up, are you thinking about getting rid of Richarlison? I mean, he started up front, which is nice. Sigurdsson, by the way, his goal, oof, so good. The turn before, and then to knock out his feet. He almost like knocked out of his feet too far, but still perfect goal. So nice. I'm not really considering getting rid of Richarlison. The thing is, they do have tough away fixtures, but the home fixtures are so nice that I'll probably keep, to be honest. And I think for me as well, not on wildcard and stuff, it's just a case of a fish to fry as well. You got 63, but had 8 blanks. What? That can't be right. Hazard captain. Hazard captain will be 28. And then 8 of your players get 2, 16, 38, 44. Oh yeah, I suppose then 10 points each for 2 others. What's the most maverick captain you've ever done? I once captained Victor Moses when he played for Wigan in Gameweek 1. And actually Boselli for Wigan as well in Gameweek 1. Will I win the mods and cons? Probably not. It's a very tough competition. What to do with Alexander-Arnold? I would keep him for sure if you got him. How can you find out last year's final position? If you use the same account, you can just go on your Gameweek history. Andy Carroll triple captain, yeah, that was pretty I don't know if that was maverick or stupid. Probably stupid. You got Alonso 6, Doherty 15, Hazard 28, and the rest all 2. Well, that's a pretty decent score, to be fair. All right, let's do the polls. Do not captain injury-prone player. Yeah, that's probably a good tip. Like Andy Carroll, it was all supposed to be great. It wasn't. I won't ever do that again. If the money is not tight, then I wouldn't get Hazard in this early into the international break. I would wait. I know he's going to cost you more, but just want the info personally. Okay, just refresh. How much longer should you keep your faith in Salah? I mean, if you've still got Salah, I feel like you should definitely be keeping at this point. Personally. Also, speaking of Mitrovic, I know I was speaking about him earlier, maybe bringing him back in, and I possibly still will. It's Cardiff, Bournemouth and Huddersfield in the next 3, and then Southampton included in the next 5. Pretty tempted to still bring him in. Anyway, polls, yeah. Are you bringing Mendy back in? 71% of you saying no. 18% saying yes, and 9% already own. So 71% saying no. The rest of you looking to bring him in. So quite a few going without, apparently. Even though a couple of nice home fixtures coming up. Is Hazard now a set and forget captain? 70% still saying no. Even though he's done so well. Only one score less than 8 in the last 6 game weeks when he started. 70% saying no. The rest saying yes. Obviously, Man United up next. Probably swaying that decision. But he's caused Man United a lot of problems in recent years. What to do with Aguero? 72% saying keep and buy. Obviously, the rest saying sell or they don't own. So still the majority sticking with Aguero. What to do with Salah? Only 58% saying keep or buy Salah. Obviously, everyone else is saying sell. So I don't know if he blanks against Huddersfield. No, we could see more fire sale for Salah. Even if it is Cardiff at home, people might just have enough and get rid of him. And then is Alonso offering enough? 77% of you keeping or buying. Obviously, hoping he comes good. Man United, probably not the game for that. I've actually considered very briefly. God, Alonso's only by 46%. Very briefly, I probably won't do it though, but I should arguably looking at playing Bennett ahead of Alonso this week, because as bad as Man United have been, I can see him scoring that game. And a Wolves double up has been so good that I should probably consider playing Bennett instead of Alonso, but I just don't see me doing that, to be honest. But gotta consider it. And Mbappe, 4 goals in 13 minutes. Wow, really? Get him in the Premier League. Do. So much blue in the team. Yeah, for now. The red is coming. Right, people, I think we're going to leave it there for that one. Next stream probably won't be until a week Thursday because of the international break. It's a Saturday. Gosh, Man United versus Chelsea, actually. 12:30 game. Interesting. So the usual stream will be not this Thursday coming, the one after that. Might make some videos in between. Haven't decided yet. Probably just do a Q&A video or two, if anything. So we'll see what goes on there. You'll see the tweets and stuff as always. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button on the stream. Be much appreciated. And subscribe if you're new around here. Don't dwell on it too much if you've had a bad week. There's plenty of time to turn it around. Plenty of the season left. Still 30 weeks left. Lots of grind to go. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you